G'day, team. Today I want to dive into the world of the 6 types of working genius. Now, this book, in my case, audio book I've been listening to, published by Patrick, I'm going to get this wrong, Lencioni, is all around understanding your framework in your organization, the team members in your business, and how to find the true genius of each of the team members when you apply this to projects, to certain aspects in the organization, to get the most out of people. Now, what I've loved about, I guess, the journey and the story I've been listening to as I've been going for a run, that's why I've been listening to it, is around how we can, bring out the strengths in people, not so much work on the weaknesses, but understand where the weaknesses are. But really, what I like to talk about is focus on our why, focus on what we love to do, and focus on what we don't like doing. And so, what I want to put this out to you guys is: have you read this book? Have you implemented the strategy? Have you dove into the 6 types of working geniuses in your organization? And what's your experience? Has it worked? Has it not worked? How have you approached this in your business or the projects that you're working on? So I'll dive into if you haven't read the book or listened to the audio book, I'll dive into the 6 types of working geniuses now. And then this will give you some concept into why I'm really intrigued around this and why I'm going to start implementing this in my business straight away. So 6 types. So you got wonder, invention, dissemination, galvanizing, enablement, and tendency. Now, tenacity, I should say, sorry. And so wonder. So wonder is the genius of inquiry. It's where individuals with this genius, they essentially, think about me, they question everything. They question the status quo. They really have to push the limits and have to push for change. So you can understand that's it's where my mind is. So it's all around questioning. And I think people get sick of me asking this question all the time, but it's always like, why? Why do you do things that way? Why not do it differently? Because we've always done it that way. Well, why have we not thought of it differently? So always questioning. Then you've got the invention, which is the genius of creativity, which is relates to people who have developed the skills around developing new ideas or developing solutions to problems. So it's not coming up with the idea. It's somewhat coming up with the idea, but it's how do you take that idea and actually develop the idea to something. Because not everyone, like there are people out there that are really good at coming up with ideas, but are shit at executing. But you got people who are amazing at coming up with new ideas all the time, but can execute to a point. Then you got disseminant. So this is around evaluating. So you want to assess those ideas and you want to evaluate those ideas. Essentially, in how I say this is you pull it apart, literally pull the concept apart and understand why it will work, why it won't work, like really going into the detail and coming up with the ability to go in a direction, to know that it's going to work or the reason why it won't work, right? So really around that evaluation process. Then you got galvanizing, which is the genius of motivation. And so you're motivating yourself, you're motivating each other, you're motivating your team, you're essentially rallying everyone together, you're inspiring everyone, and you organize everyone to take action and to achieve outcomes. And so this galvanizing is what I normally say is like holding everything together and making sure that everyone's on the right on what they call it on the bus, on the train, heading towards the destination. Then we move to enablement, and this is around the assistance. This is around the assistance with I guess the types of people involved around the willingness to assist each other, whether it's in a supportive role in a project or in working with a client or just in the business on an internal scenario. You're always there to assist. You're the first person to put your hand up and you say, yes, I will assist, I'll help out, I'll jump on board, and I'll make sure your idea becomes a reality. I think in other aspects, it becomes like that, the operational implementation person in the business. And then tenacity. So this is around the genius of implementation. So this is the person or people that are they just love doing, and they love ensuring the project's going to have an outcome. The results are going to be there. They're going to deliver the results. and they're going to see it all the way through to completion. And so there's a lot of people throughout my lifetime that you meet that love starting something and getting it like halfway there, or 60 or 80% of the way there, and then they're like, okay, I'm bored now, I'll move on to the next idea. This is not them, right? This is the person who that they must in every waking moment must see the project all the way to the finish, and to say, yes, it's now off my checklist and it's 100% done. And so what I love about this framework is that essentially you have all these skill sets in your organization, whether it's one person doing all of them or it's multiple people doing bits and pieces. Is as you start building up the team, you will then start placing people in the different aspects, and it might be placing them in an aspect around they're amazing at doing one of the frameworks. They're okay doing another one, but they're really bad at doing one of the other ones. So it's like positioning people in multiple different aspects of the framework, not just picking one and saying this is all you're doing. You've got to spread yourself across a few, but being really cautious or generous or genuine with your time around what you are choosing and what you are saying yes to, and then getting really good at saying no to things that you absolutely either suck at, you hate doing, you're just not good at doing, right? So I wanted to get your thoughts and your insights into this. Thanks, Nicola. It's been a very easy book to listen to, whilst also being really impactful. I did the quiz. Oh, there's a quiz. I didn't realize there was a quiz. My areas of working genius are galvanizing and enablement. Love it. Oh, thanks. It's Molly in the background. Okay, cool. So there is a quiz. I'll have to look this up. If you don't mind sharing the link to the quiz, or I'll just do a bit of Google. That's pretty cool. Maybe you can work out what you are individually. I was just working this out in my mind on what I'm amazing at, or where my team sit. And I'm going to do this session internally with my team to dive into to work this out as well. That's my quick insights today. I was really keen to have this conversation and get your insights and your thoughts into have you seen this work? What's worked well? What hasn't worked well? Have you modified this to suit your organization? And what's the key takeaways? All right, cheers, team.